So, welcome out to Death Battle Cast. I have heard your comments from below, and I have returned to calm and organize and bring order to this maelstrom of chaos that we call the Death Battle Cast.
So we brought a dog. That'll help.
So we brought a dog for that. I'm Ben. I play Wiz.
I'm Sean, and I write on Death Battle. He's Liam.
I'm Christina. He animates.
He animates.
He
animates.
Christina's an animator on Death Battle as well, and you guys know Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's here.
And Liam's a pup. Look at him.
He's a good boy.
Yep.
He's like, I'm
a good
so
boy.
high.
So
is he on medication right now?
What?
Is he on medication?
No, he's
Yeah.
up. He's
up
elevated
off the
literally.
ground.
He's not high.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Oh my God.
Liam wasn't feeling well earlier this week, though.
No.
His hip was bugging him.
Yeah, you're good now.
Liam, the dog. That's a good.
That's the animation dog. Liam does all our animations. Now that Torian is leaving Death Battle, he's going to be working on Genlock. We decided we had to get the best animator we could find. And clearly, the answer was Liam, the dog. No, actually, it was Christina over here.
No.
She was actually the animator or one of the animators, like the lead animator. You did most of the animation, or a lot of the animation, or some of the animation.
I did some.
A couple shots
A
of the
little bit.
animation. Maybe
Here
like
and there.
a second of
I
the
animated
animation.
the fabric.
For Optimus versus
The fabric on Optimus and Gundam. You know, he's a t-shirt guy, Optimus. He loves his t-shirts.
Yes. Gotta get those fabrics animated correctly. But yes, and we're here to talk about that because that episode just aired. I'm super excited about it because it was a really fun episode to make.
Yeah, and it's got giant robots in it, which is the best. I know, he just wants attention.
He just needs to be touched all the time.
Touched all the time. I have dogs, I know how it is. But yeah, giant robots fighting each other, what more could you possibly want?
Exactly. So that just came out this past week on Rooster Teeth and Screw Attack. And if you haven't watched it yet, go do that, because we are going to spoil the shit out of it, because we're going to be talking about some of the questions and comments that we saw below that video. And Liam here will help answer them.
Good job, Liam.
Yes.
We're counting on you.
I'm the greatest.
So you guys want to just jump right into it?
Let's do it.
Or Christina, do you want to talk a little bit about animation at all?
No.
Just put her on the spot, man. Just be like,
Well, because my first question
Like
was
what?
going to be this. I saw some people saying like, oh, this is one of Torian's best fights yet. A great one for him to kind of like leave the show on. And I was going to say like, surprise, it wasn't Torian's animation.
Surprise!
It's
Torian
Christina's.
animated 2 shots. Like.
and David's and Alex. There are a couple other animators who worked on it as well.
for context, when she said Torian animated 2 shots, that's 2 out of like 92.
Yes.
So there's 90 other shots.
But they were like the best shots
They were-
in the whole.
Yes, those
thing.
2. Yeah.
So you probably know which ones I'm talking about.
Well, actually, do you know which specific shots Torian animated?
Yeah, it's the one where Gundam fights with Optimus with the sword, and they do fist to fist in the desert. And the other one is when Optimus is flying through outer space, and he does like the hero pose.
He busts through that asteroid.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those 2 shots were by Torian. Those were his final works for Death Battle, I suppose. Wherever Torian is, he was supposed to be on the show today, but he just didn't show up.
He just decided.
Torian is very spontaneously forgetful. Like, so I think that's probably all. He probably just doesn't know what time it is right now. I bet you in about 15 minutes he's gonna look at his clock and just be like, oh shit, and then like, you know.
Or not even that, but he's on roosterteeth.com right now watching the live show, being like, that was a pretty good episode of, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be there. That's why that chair's empty.
Yep. Wow, that chair, Liam just dunked all over
Yeah,
it.
he did.
I know.
He did good. Good
Perfect.
job, Liam.
So when Torian shows up, he has to sit in that chair.
Yes.
And he just gets dog hair all over his butt.
Love it.
All right, so let's get to these questions. One question I saw a lot was, why did we specifically pick this Gundam to fight Optimus, the RX-78-2? And the answer is real simple. It's the original Gundam versus the original Transformer, essentially, like classics, the first of their kind in their respective franchises. When you think of giant robots, these are kind of the ones you think of. Like, these are the icons of their franchises. So it seemed fitting to pit them together. And we've gotten, the other popular request for Optimus was Burning Gundam.
Yep.
AKA God Gundam.
Yep.
So we figured it had to be one of those 2, and the God Gundam one, from what I could tell, because we actually had a discussion pretty early, like when we were figuring out this season about which Gundam we should pit against him. And I was asking a lot of people around the office, hey, why do people want God Gundam, Burning Gundam, over the original Gundam? And the most common answer I got was, oh, their colors match more.
Right.
There's more red and blue
in
on
Burning.
the Burning Gundam than the other Gundam.
Well, that was the same thing with like Carnage Darth Maul. They were just like, but their colors are the same. And it was just like, that's not really a good justification for any of this, no.
Yeah, so the original Gundam just seemed like a better matchup to me.
And also, I think in general, we just had more requests for the original Gundam and the original Optimus for the same reason. You know,
Yes.
they are the icons of their respective franchises.
Exactly.
Giant robots.
But Sean, since you are the writer, and I can weigh in on this too, do you think Optimus could have lost to a different Gundam?
I mean, it's possible. We haven't explored every single Gundam, and we've talked about it a couple times, specifically about how Gundam Wing is just, really Wing Zero has that computer system that makes it so he can never lose theoretically. Like he always is able to see the future and just adjust.
Yeah. It's like Amuro's new type powers, but like on all the time.
To the max constantly.
And great, like it. In Amuro's new type powers predicts like what's about to happen and like what's around his surroundings and things like that. The Zero system predicts like an entire battle, like every single stage of the battle.
And the system is built into that Gundam in particular, and there is a little bit of disparity between Amuro being the new type human piloting something and the Gundam being able to keep up with him, like how he had to get the magnetic joints put in so that he could move faster. Because his brain's moving faster than the Gundam actually can.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a problem for Wing Zero.
No, I don't believe that ever came up in that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so a question about the analysis. This is actually a really interesting question. You compared Optimus's speed and gravity to Gundam's speed in space. Shouldn't that not be a viable comparison? Why wouldn't you compare their speed from equal circumstances? And the real simple answer for that is that there isn't always going to be equal circumstances between characters. It does make sense that, yeah, a ship flying in space and a ship flying under gravity is obviously going to have different, kinetic forces.
The variables, yeah.
And variables going on. So there is going to be some difference between those capabilities. But for a versus matchup, we can't necessarily rely on those options being available every single time. Look who it is. Come on over here. We got a seat all ready for you.
they would
they
have
got
to
your
mic
mic right
him up.
there for you real quick.
All right, Torian just showed up. He will be on pretty soon.
But yeah, that's really what it comes down to is when these guys are creating the content around these characters and stuff like that, they're not necessarily keeping in mind like, oh, we need to have these types of feats so they're comparable. That's
Exactly.
not how this works. So we take the best examples we can, or we can try and find that concrete evidence to support, hey, he's this fast for these reasons. And sometimes the circumstances in which we run these calculations are not one for one,
It's a guard
apple to
dog back
apple.
there.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
Exactly. And that's not necessarily saying that there is not an example of the Gundam running quickly on ground or whatever. There's just not necessarily an example of what perhaps its maximum speed would be.
You're wearing all black.
Hello, Torian.
Hi, Liam.
Wow.
That's wow.
Hi, Liam.
Wow. Fuck
Hi.
you too, man.
Liam's new. I've seen you for like 3 years now.
I haven't been here for 2 weeks. I've been.
Yeah, but the
Hi.
3 years before those 2 weeks
That's
was,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Hi.
He's just obsessed with his dog, with Liam
so
the dog.
Cute.
He is really
He is
He's
really
like
cute.
hands down the cutest dog.
There is a
Or
corgi.
animation.
There is a corgi with a balloon though, tied to his collar.
Yeah, but it's a
but
corgi.
This is a corgi. Like small dogs
It's just
are
like
weird.
a pig in a
I
blanket.
think
but it's a
corgis
dog.
had like they had this shoot up in popularity, and now they're not like as cool anymore because they were too cool for a little
Like when
while.
you see that dog, like what do you? If I see a big dog, I'm like, yeah, I want a dog. Like you see a corgi or any other small dog, you're like, I want to save it.
Well, now
wanna
there was a
protect
time when
it.
everybody wanted a corgi, and now everybody has a corgi. So the novelty's gone, I guess.
I just think small
I just
dogs
disagree
are
with
weird.
all y'all. And also, my dog's like 9 pounds, so he's
Like if
as
you want a
small
small
as they
dog,
get,
you might as well just get a cat or another small animal.
No, I disagree. I'm gonna go on a tangent. I think cats are constantly trying to murder you. You do not want to invite a
Cats
creature into
are-
your house that
That's
wants to kill
interesting
you.
though. Like, if this cat's gonna kill me today,
He'll
your dog,
suffocate you
your
in your
dog
sleep.
is like stupid.
Yeah, but he loves me like there's no strings attached.
Yeah, you
He
can be
loves
a
me
murderer,
indefinitely.
and he loves you. The cat
but,
knows.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't like about dogs. Like, I love dogs, but their love is unconditional.
Yeah.
And me personally, I think unconditional love is idiotic.
If you killed a person,
I won't I've had girlfriends be like, why don't you love me unconditionally? Because that's a bad idea. Like, what if
Bad
you
idea.
kill someone?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Exactly.
stop loving you.
if
You're
you
insane.
killed someone, you walked home, the dog would be like, yo, what up? What's going on? You got
I've been waiting
blood
for you all
on
day.
You killed someone, you walk home, the cat will run up to you like, yo, what's going on?
Well, the
here?
cat probably respect you a bit more.
That's what
Right.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
But at least
Wait, so which
I
was-
appreciate that cat choice. That
Which
it's
one's
made.
good or bad? Like,
I think if the cat respects you, that's good.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
respect. That's what it is.
The cat's
Okay.
like, okay, I see you.
Yeah, like you kind of have to earn loyalty from a dog. You mainly just get it for being human.
Yeah.
Like, you give it like 3
Feeding
pets, and
them.
it's
Yeah.
just like, oh,
Dogs
we're
are
chill
easy.
now. A cat, though, you kind of have to like earn its respect.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, fine.
So are you saying that every cat owner out there has to just go murder somebody and then their
No,
cat will respect?
I'm just saying, it's like one of the cats I
Maybe.
had, like from I don't know, like 10 to 20, mid-20s. Like he didn't really like me petting him for the first like 8 years. Like I had to earn those
Yeah.
pets, and then he was finally like, I guess we're friends. And then like you'd pet him, and he'd be like, only 3, and I'd be like, all right, that's fine.
That's
moral
called
is-
Stockholm
Well,
syndrome.
Small dogs
Stockholm
are weird.
syndrome, yeah.
Liam the dog.
No, 'cause
Small
he
dogs
went
are-
out.
Liam the
That's
dog.
fine, he can leave.
Can we get your opinion on whether or not a dog is better than a cat?
Look at him. Oh my God, he's so cute. I can't stand it. Look at him.
Clearly, dogs are better than cats. All right. Next
You heard
question
it here
is,
first.
why was the music for this episode so kick-ass?
Because the Werewolf the Werewolf guys are also a Queen cover band in their
fucking
spare
awesome.
time,
They're
so-
Yeah.
They are, like, so they know what's up when it comes to making badass rock.
No, we very early on when we were putting this together, we absolutely one of us, I can't remember who it was, came up to the other and said, "Hey, should we make like an 80s throwback music for this? Do you think Werewolf the Werewolf could do that?"
answer is
And
yes.
it was like, "Yes, we are absolutely
yes,
on the same page."
absolutely.
It had to happen, and dude, they pulled it off.
Well, and
so
then Aaron like messaged us back and was like, "Hey, we want to write lyrics for this," and we were like, "Of course, like yes, do it," and that just makes it even better, you know. And then Daniel sang on that track, and
They did a good job.
they did really good.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
out.
I fucking love the track for this one. It's so much fun to watch.
Really
check it out on iTunes, Spotify,
Yeah.
wherever music is sold.
Another question. You said the Gundam could not survive re-entry, so how did it survive during the fight? Well, it technically can survive re-entry because it has a.
It's like a bag it puts on.
Yeah, it's essentially a bag. It's a heat-proof shield that it can pull out. It's got like a little compartment inside and pulls it out and puts it over itself. It does it once in the Gundam series. So with that, it can survive re-entry. Not the red shield. It's a thing that.
It's
it
like
puts
a
on.
weird saran wrap.
Yeah,
It goes
basically.
it's like he puts on his giant like space condom, and he's like right into the planet. Yeah.
There's a tab in the video that explains that. There was originally going to be a plan to add that shot while they were falling.
Yeah.
Of the Gundam taking it out, but it was cut for time.
Yeah, and asset, like we don't have a space condom to put the Gundam in, so
Yeah.
rather than like make one for a single shot, it's just like it'll be fine.
I would rather us focus on making an epic beam sword battle than him putting a space condom on.
Then Art would have had to like rig a space condom, and how does it stretch?
You
Ah,
put the
we-
bone in the space
Yeah,
condom.
the little reservoir.
on
tip.
that.
I have an idea on that one.
All right. Well, speaking of, the re-entry, why did the fight go to Earth with gravity? That clearly gave Optimus an advantage. I thought you said you don't consider environment in your analysis.
I don't really see how it gave him an advantage necessarily.
Well, the Gundam does.
it moves a little more
It is built for
more
space
agile
combat.
in space.
Yes. But, I mean, so the idea that we don't consider environment in the analysis is more so on a broad scale. It's like if you watch the analysis of Gundam, we don't necessarily differentiate its ability between like when it's in space and when it's on the ground. Kind of going back to that earlier question about comparing those kinds of things.
Right.
We just basically base our analysis on whatever the maximum potential of any character is. So wherever the Gundam is fastest, that's probably what its best speed feat is. Wherever the Gundam is strongest, that's his best strength feat that we're going to consider, because we are looking at this fight not necessarily specifically based on what is shown in the animation, but on a much broader scale. If these combatants were to fight in like 1,000 different ways, in 1,000 different environments, with 1,000 different options, which character would come up on top more often? So bringing the fight to ground level was a way to show off just the differences in how they fight, and also just like make the fight more entertaining, because that's also kind of important to Death Battle.
I mean, ultimately, that's a big motivation, I think, in a lot of our fights for just the changes in environment are focused more than anything around the fact that we want to do something interesting, and we try and use that change in environment to escalate the fight in some way to take it to that next level.
And having the beam rifle blow up a ship, I thought absolutely needed to happen.
Yeah.
Because that thing is insane, and it does it all the time in the series, so it just made sense to include. And then pushing them into orbit, it just made sense. Why didn't you give Gundam all its weapons, like the gravity hammer? He would have won with that, Sean.
I don't really think that the gravity hammer is the secret to Gundam's success.
He uses it twice.
Yeah, it's like, it's such a silly anime weapon too. Like, ultimately, we consider every weapon that Gundam has. A limitation of the mecha itself is it can't carry all of its weapons at once. That's why the bazooka wasn't on him, and you know, the energy hammer and whatnot. We gave him what we thought was his strongest loadout to feature in the animation.
Yes.
But again, the animation is more for fun than it is really part of the analysis stuff. So we wanted the beam sabers, we wanted the shield, we wanted the gun, because those are some of his strongest weapons and some of the most iconic moments from Gundam fights.
It's rarely, if ever, possible to display all of our analysis in a 2 to 4 minute animated fight. We're not going to be able to show every single thing that we've talked about in the rundown, but we do consider every single thing when it comes to picking the winner. And this goes into the next question. Why didn't you give Optimus his other forms, like the Action Master or Power Master? He would have won even faster with that, Sean.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'll tell you right now, a big reason why we didn't give Optimus like every single form is because, again, assets. Like, we can't. You have to generate all these assets, and that takes time. And like, let's be honest, we don't all remember Optimus for wearing his truck trailer as like a giant power suit that he ran around in. But also, those forms are a little tricky because they're kind of made to sell toys, and they come with little caveats. Like, I think it's the Action Master form is actually Optimus combined with another character, Haikyuu.
For Power Master, he bonded with Haikyuu
it's Power
in the
Master,
comics.
yeah.
Well, Action Masters, after Optimus died, Haikyuu
That's
had
Haikyuu,
like
yes.
Optimus's soul or something
And
in
he's
him,
like
and then he becomes
Optimus. Like,
yeah.
he's like reborn.
I just feel like I'm watching two really Transformer just nerds.
That's what happens
Just
when
like
we
rocking
spend.
out on crap. They got the toys in their hands, and you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna put
That's how we
the
should do
trailer on.
Next time we're gonna do the fight like that, just like clashing some like
Man,
models
I've
together.
always wanted to
We've
do a
talked
toy
about
fight.
doing like the stop motion fight.
There's some awesome
before.
stop motion animators on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'd love to collab with some of them. Something
But yeah,
like a
like-
Transformers fight would be great for that.
I think really ultimately what it comes back to is we consider everything that goes into the fight. Those particular forms have caveats that, you know, like they walk that line of Death Battle. Is like, is that outside help? Because it does require some sort of fusion in order for that to work. You know, the carrier form and him wearing the trailer as a suit, like that's not really, he doesn't really do that in the cartoon or any of that stuff. And even the comics, it's like super rare.
There is. Death Battle is always so hard. It is such a difficult thing to write because there are so many different things that you could show or you could talk about that, for one thing, could just start confusing people if you like start showing and talking about too much stuff, especially if it's stuff that they're not familiar with or maybe don't recognize, like the Power Master or Action Master suit. But at the same time, part of me thinks like, well, it would be cool to show off something like the Power Master suit in the animation because people might not know about it. And then we would talk about it in the analysis and kind of reveal that to them. And then we'd show Optimus at his best or whatnot in a form which maybe they've never seen before, but does exist. So there's this like weird balance that every episode has to figure out. Bleach, the time we brought Ichigo
that's
into, is a good
really
example.
great example of
A lot of people don't necessarily know about his final forms, but that's definitely his most powerful stuff. So we're not, and it was kind of necessary for the fight to work for him to get into those forms. So of course we're going to have those in the animations, but it's not really necessary for Optimus to go into Action Master to beat Gundam. So it didn't really matter too much. And also the whole thing with Haikyuu kind of puts it's a little bit of a gray area
Weird.
about
It's
whether
a
or
really
not
weird thing.
Optimus could do it on his own or whatever.
I mean, technically he did because he's a reincarnated version of himself, but like there's 13 versions of Optimus, so I don't even want to go into it. It's too confusing, his timelines and all that.
And all of them have died at
Those are
least
all
twice.
of the 13 reasons why. If you've seen that show, it's all about Optimus and every time he's coming. My real question though is, why is Optimus a big truck? Like that's the dumbest vehicle he could have chosen. Like out of all of his, like Starscream's a fucking jet plane. You know how badass jet planes are? Like they got sports cars and
Even
shit.
Megatron
And like
becomes
he's a
like a
semi-truck.
tank.
It's,
Well, actually, it becomes a gun in the old
first.
cartoon.
Oh,
But even-
oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
Like a handgun. No, but think about it. Megatron is the size. Like if Ben transformed and he
Okay, yeah.
became a gun this fucking big.
let's talk about the fucking physical impossibilities of Transformers, Sean, and let's be mad at Megatron for that. The whole
I'm not
franchise
mad at him. I'm just
is
saying.
stupid for that. But
It's less. The weirdness, actually, for me, comes from the fact that he transforms into a gun that Starscream uses. The guy that he trusts the least. Like, why does he let Starscream
I
handle
got a bigger question. Lately, they've been having, and I get it's like an inclusion thing for the toys and the kids or whatever, but where does the fembots come from? Like, why even make a different gender bot?
well, why the robots have genders in the first place is dumb. But since there's male bots, there might as well be fembots
I
because,
guess.
like,
but
I mean,
why, like,
it
who
adds
makes
more.
the Transformers and makes these decisions?
there-
God?
Hasbro.
Who? Wait, who?
Hasbro.
God.
God?
Robo Jesus, of
Robo
course.
Jesus.
Primus.
Robo Jesus decided one day that there were just too many Robo Dicks out there. They had
Too
to-
much
Well,
they
do
Robo
keep it out
Dick
of
in
it.
this
they
toy line.
actually have any robot genitalia? Like, I can't imagine.
I
Okay,
legit want to
Transformers
know.
research?
Okay,
Wait,
so
how much Rule 34 did you run
Here's-
across on
Hey.
you know how the internet works. Tons.
Yeah, but I would assume
but here's
they
the-
wouldn't have
Can you
genders.
show Optimus with tits?
Yeah.
With
I
tits?
mean,
he's
like,
already
can you-
got those little
No,
things,
like if he had like robot boobs, could you show that? I mean, it's
Oh,
a robot.
of course you could,
I mean,
yeah.
we could.
I mean,
'cause it's on the
technically,
SVOD, so-
RC is naked.
Ooh, Liam did
Like, he
not
doesn't
like
like
that.
but like noticeably so. Like those are boobs.
Okay, like
probably
Yeah.
if you go back and watch the episode, we talk about how Orion Pax
There's robot boobs in the episode.
kind of like
missed them.
I mean Orion Pax
Well-
has a girlfriend, and when she comes up to him, she's all like dainty and pink and just
Like
voluptuous.
it comes up like this and then goes back.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I mean,
like
the
the first
robot
Tomb Raider.
boobs.
Ah,
know?
so it's less curves. They can get
Even-
away with it.
I mean, they're all
I don't
blocky.
think it
Look at his
matters.
ass.
Even the
He's a big
modern
square.
fembots that are in Transformers don't have like a dress on. They're still just metal.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're technically naked, so
Yeah, it's
I
not a
guess that
big
is
deal.
robot
Okay.
boobs, but
like,
They just don't
I
have
don't
robot
think
nipples.
anyone's
That's what you're
worried.
asking about.
Pull up the Rule 30. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't please.
Let's go.
Let's.
does that answer your question, Sam?
no. Why was he, my question was, why was he a semi-truck?
Oh,
That's,
yeah,
like,
why
the
is he a
dumbest- like, what a mediocre vehicle to choose from for like the main Transformer. Like, why didn't they have him be a Corvette or something like cool and iconically American rather than just?
I mean, a K100 fucking semi truck is pretty American, man. Like, and also
don't
it's,
know,
it's
but
technically
this thing-
Japanese.
John
like,
Deere tractors.
that-
Wow.
Yeah.
The truck design came from Japan first, even though it was brought over here to the United States. Like, the whole reason why some of them are trucks and some of them are planes and some of them are whatever, construction bots, so they're all different toy lines.
Yeah.
And then we tried to combine them here in the United States and build a cartoon around them that would somehow explain why.
Yeah. What's the bullshit explain?
Well, they
is
just scanned things in the environment that they
Just randomly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So like a sports car drives by and Bumblebee's like that. Well, actually, he was a beetle, but
So they didn't have a choice in the matter. They just did the
no,
first
I don't
thing.
think they had a choice. I think that it's literally just preference. Like
yeah,
Optimus
I think
saw this
Optimus
truck
saw a
and
truck and he's like, "That's a
sick-ass
big truck. Like, I like that
truck.
big ass truck right there." You know, 'cause he's a
Okay.
big dude.
All right, all right.
I guess it kind of makes sense, because he's like the leader, so he's
Yeah.
gonna carry his people.
But if that was
Doesn't
their
it carry
choice, if they
things?
made these decisions, that brings up how many
Stop.
questions as to like all the shitty things other people pick to be.
Yeah.
Like, the nameless transformer that's like, I want to be a crane. Like, really? You want to be a crane? Like,
There might be some element of not having a choice because the Dinobots just kind of scan some random thing.
I think it was like the thing that was closest to them
Yeah.
for some
well, the
reason.
Dinobots kind of made sense. They were like, oh, these are fucking dinosaurs. Sweet. Like, let's be robot dinosaurs. The whole board is dope on robot dinosaurs. Like, there was no
Yeah.
question. It was like robot pterodactyl, dope. T-Rex, dope. You could be robot compy, still dope. Like, it was fine. Across the board, it was dope. Like, the car thing, though, they chose a lot of bad ones.
Well,
I mean, you're kind, but like they're just. That's
The
your
teacher made the
opinion.
flashcards.
Optimus might think his truck form is the dope.
wasn't there a thing that the Autobots were technically a less, like an inferior race?
As compared to the Decepticons, yes.
So they're just stupid.
yeah.
That's fair.
They're just dumber than Decepticons.
Yeah.
Decepticons are built for combat. Autobots are built for labor.
Or at least, why not a fire truck? I feel like
Actually,
a fire
that would've been
truck
cool.
would've
Actually,
been
Optimus has
fucking
been a fire
banger.
truck before. In different timelines, fire truck was Optimus.
Was that the Rescue Bot one?
The rescue bot, and then there's another just straight up Autobot thing where he's a fire truck. I'm pretty sure.
There's a big bulky red truck just hosing people down. It's great.
That's like what?
A hose in one hand
He doesn't
and a
come
fire
filled
axe in
with
the other
water.
one.
The hoses
Like-
come out of his tits.
Well, and then they would make jokes
So we
where he
satisfy you on both ways.
because that went over so well.
Or he just has the hose behind him like Dr. Octopus.
Oh, and then he takes it off like nunchucks. He's like,
Yeah. And then he got the fire axe. He's like
oh, shit.
hosing people down and heating them up, hosing them down.
What if he uses
Yeah.
the hose to tie two axes together and then it's nunchuck axes?
See, yeah.
This is
fire
so
truck
much better.
Optimus is way better.
We're working on a
Fire
new Transformers
truck.
show next,
All right.
guys.
Hasbro somewhere like, fuck!
So, well, they're releasing Cyberverse
look,
right now.
There you go, yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
Ah, that doesn't
Well,
look as
so
cool.
they
as-
Hold on to
do
this. We'll
have
pitch to Hasbro next
genitalia.
year.
That doesn't look as cool as.
So they do have genitalia.
Oh my God.
Oh yes. Yep. Yep.
Very good.
Anyways,
We're almost done with the questions. The next one is this animation was the first to use the Unreal Engine, and it looked great. But if this was always an option, why didn't you use Unreal for earlier fights, guys? Jeez.
Oh, why didn't we use Unreal for earlier fights? Cause it was so easy. We could have just been doing this the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know why we moved down here, paid a bunch of money for a bunch of other departments to help us out. If it was this easy, I'm sorry, I'm just messing.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's why.
It is to alleviate all those problems.
Well, and I would say that Max does not talk to Unreal as well as Maya does.
Right.
And since
This is a good opportunity.
Right,
to try it.
yeah, we made the shift to Maya, and then it was like, oh, we did Ryujin, and we had to go through Redshift, and that was great, but also still
was really
kind of
good.
complicated.
Really complicated.
And so knowing that Maya would communicate really well with Unreal, and Unreal is a very powerful engine that just renders like that, we gave it a shot, and it
That was
worked.
great. It was great.
Yep.
Yeah. So
So
we've
future
been
fights will
we've
do
been
And I
trying
didn't
new
even figure
things.
any of that out. That was all Christina and her companions. Alex and Dave. I forgot
Alex
their
and
names.
Dave.
can they be your goons?
No.
Oh, that would be so your goons.
Cronies?
Your cronies.
Cronies?
What are you gonna call them?
They're my friends.
Ah,
And they work with me and they work very hard.
she is.
That is.
We do need we do need like a team name.
Yeah.
Christina's Cronies sounds pretty good.
Christina's
Yeah.
cronies.
Oh my
I like
God.
that. Christina's pigs in a
Dave's like
blanket.
shaking in the chair right now.
He's like, I have a name.
She called me her friend. That's one for you, Dave. I'm done.
You're one for the year. That's the one you got.
You got it, Dave. You're the money now. You got this.
You have to like record it. It's gonna be like his notification on his phone. They're my friends. They're my friends. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Yeah.
Ringtone.
Sitting next to my friend.
Oh, that's great. I'm so glad you made a friend. It's been 25
Oh, hey, Liam.
years.
Speaking of friends. Oh, you're such a big dog, not like a weird small dog. Sorry, Sean.
A weird, small, inappropriately shaved dog.
Yeah.
Hey,
Wow.
his hair is almost back.
People like
will never be
people
soft
put
again.
shit on the small dogs. Like they're already small. What are you doing? You put a backpack, bow ties,
How cute he looks
shirts,
with his
capes.
small little back tie.
He already is struggling at
Well,
life
it's
enough.
because
You've
because
done
they
it?
shouldn't really
No.
be around.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said
Small
that
things
you
like that are
absolutely
silly.
have.
What?
That was
No.
Like they already struggle enough with their tiny unnecessary, like stupid legs. You gonna put a backpack on them?
Tiny, stupid legs.
Some dogs
Your legs
are
are
bred
tiny and
too
stupid.
small. Like
Yeah.
my mom
Yeah,
had a
like-
teacup Chihuahua for ages.
Like, what is that for?
Well, mainly like
Teacup,
primarily,
obviously.
if
it's
it
useless.
dropped below like 70 degrees, he would shiver. Like,
Oh my god.
it was like we had an episode of Desk Gov about the squared cube law, which essentially explains how animals and shit dissipate heat, and small dogs just don't really do it well. And like, so yeah, you got to put fucking sweaters and
most
shit on him.
things,
Like
like
that
living?
dog he loved the heat so much he would sit out like Texas heat and just like fall asleep in the sun directly midsummer on concrete. We're pretty sure that's how he got so stupid, blind, and deaf. But that's what he did. He did that for over a decade, and then he couldn't see anymore. Like we think that's what happened, but like
He
yeah.
cooked.
Yeah, he cooked, like, legit. You would go outside and touch him and be like, oh, goddamn. Like, oh, no. Like,
What are you
it was
doing? Get up.
ridiculous. Like, and then he would stand up all staggered and shit after sleeping in the sun for 8 hours. Be like, what's wrong? You're
They're
like, man.
small and stupid.
Oh, no doubt. Dude, that brain like that big. Like
Like
you
at
can't-
least like
it's
a
not
big
gonna do
dog.
anything.
If I'm in trouble and the dog's like big and he's trained to some degree, I can count on that dog a little bit. Like he's gonna save me. He's gonna put the fire out.
No,
he's gonna
I feel like
do
you
something.
could
You know
like
what I'm
straight
saying?
up
He's gonna
run
walk out
up
on
and
his
like
hind legs.
karate chop Christina, and Liam would be like, "We're playing." Like that.
Yo, that what we doing right now?
Yeah.
He gets up on the chair and he starts clapping his paws. You
Finally.
touch her one more time, I will eat you and these other little dogs for energy to fight you because that's
No,
I feel like
a small dog could
are.
absolutely kill Liam because it gets stuck in his throat.
That's how,
I feel like big dogs look
at
at small dogs like if this shit ever hits the fan and we're all free, you better run.
because I'm gonna get
Yeah,
I don't
no
know.
doubt.
Small dogs, like medium-sized small dogs, are usually meaner than big dogs.
Yeah.
No, mean doesn't
They have
mean
the
you're gonna
Napoleon
survive.
complex.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like a training thing. People don't train small dogs
Well,
because
sure.
they're small. They're like, I don't need to train it because I can just
I can just
backhand
punt
it and
it.
it'll be on the other side of the room.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
With a big dog, if you don't train a big dog, it might eat you. It might kill you and then eat you.
I guess it depends on the.
See,
which
we had
big dog
we
we're
had
talking
this
about anyway.
conversation the other day between dogs and cats. It's like if you die in your apartment, your dog will not eat you until it runs out of food. Your cat will eat you on principle. That
'Cause it
motherfucker's
doesn't
dead.
want-
I've been waiting to
It
eat him
doesn't
for
want to
years.
waste food.
Yeah.
That cat is
Yeah.
It's not about
intelligent.
food.
It is.
You can't
No.
eat rotten meat.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, that cat.
Dogs are stupid.
I
So
I don't think that's how I go. I think
don't
the
think
cat
cats
has
would
Also-
wanted
at
to
all.
eat you.
I'm dead.
Since when did
What
cats
do I
eat?
carry?
Like,
Like,
what?
why do I care if the cat eats me? Like, I'm not worried about it. Go ahead, cat.
Yeah.
It's all about motivations, though. That cat, it wants to
There's
eat you.
literally
That's
Small
all-
dogs have no
Since
motivation.
when the hell did cats eat people?
Small dogs have no motivation.
since
for
Sean was
anything.
Might be a
looking
wide
for a
statement.
reason
They're
to
like
hate cats.
they have such little motive. They're like content with sitting in teacups in people's purses.
Yeah, that's
What kind
a
of
good
life is that? Cats want to
That's a
take over
good
the
life.
world. They're just
Okay.
not big enough.
Okay.
Proper
Okay.
motivation.
Yes, clearly cats want to take over the world, and dogs are stupid, which makes them incredibly lovable.
The small dogs.
And the best
big
dogs
dogs
ever.
are smart.
All dogs.
They
Equal
find,
parts.
they find
All
drugs.
dogs go to heaven, and they're great.
You don't see nobody
So
with a
it's-
teacup poodle in the airport looking for drugs. It's a big scary dog or a skinny, even scarier dog.
Or
You're
a,
not looking for drugs,
Yeah.
right?
or a bloodhound or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then
which
why do you need
look
a
equally
drug
stupid.
sniffing dog
Oh, I'm looking
as your
for drugs.
pet? Okay. All right.
I want to find them.
Hey, we do have one more question.
Oh my God.
And the question is, what can you tell us about the next death battle?
So,
Yes.
there is an acrobat, and he's gonna fight another acrobat, and one is blue, and the other one is red.
Do they not know
thank
who
you,
it
Sean.
is?
Classic red versus blue.
That's great. No.
we already did
What that was supposed to be was we're excited to announce, if you didn't see it at the end of the last Death Battle episode, that we're doing Nightwing versus Daredevil as our first ever live action episode of Death Battle. We teamed up with a YouTube channel called Ismahawk. We've known them for a while. We've actually been talking to them for like a good year or so about potentially teaming up and making a death battle together, and it's finally happened. So that is coming out September 24th for first members and September 26th for YouTube.
Starring Ben Singer.
I want to know
No.
how expensive those costumes were.
We just killed the guy who plays Daredevil on the Netflix show and took his costume.
Okay.
That was the easiest way to get that one.
So you have.
Why did he still have it?
The costumes
would
are
still have-
super legit. And Danny plays Nightwing, but he also had a stuntman, Gianni, who is like a gymnast, an expert flip artist, who's doing all sorts of
Dang.
backflips and spinning kicks and stuff like that on set. And Tyler playing Daredevil. If you've seen, there was a Dragon Ball fan film, Light of Hope. He's the guy who played Android 17 in that.
Oh, nice.
So he's going to be playing Daredevil. So
cool.
awesome martial artists, the very good stuntmen. I was on set while they were recording the whole thing, and it's just fantastic. So we're going to be talking about that over the next couple weeks, and hopefully we can get Danny in here to maybe
Gotta make that happen.
talk a little bit about the preparations and the filming process and stuff. But look forward to that. We're really hyped about this one, and this is episode 99, so we are getting so close to that big 0000, and I'm so hyped about it. All right.
10,000?
Now I really wish
Okay.
we would have done all this build-up and then picked like an extremely underwhelming fight for 100, because that would have been really funny.
I mean, who knows? We haven't announced what it is
I
yet.
know, but
it could be
like,
an incredibly,
clearly it's not that
incredibly underwhelming thing. It could be
Yeah.
like the worst matchup we've ever
One of
done.
those things where you click on it like, okay.
It's the
We'll
first stop
see.
motion one. I see.
It's the first one with hand puppets.
It's the little finger ones.
and not even like real one, but like socks. Like you just
Yeah, the little sock puppets.
socks on.
What was that one sock puppet that taught us the YouTube? Remember the YouTube certification program, and there was the sock puppet.
Oh my
guy?
God, that's
Oh.
right.
What was that?
That's a good YouTube
It's a
channel.
good
They also have
YouTube
that
channel.
video about not doing vertical video.
Yes.
I think it was right before Snapchat, and then like they got dunked on. But
Yeah, can't remember. Can't remember what the name of that puppet was, but he'd be great. Him versus
Yeah.
Lamb Chop, that guy.
yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, we're really excited for this episode, so stay tuned. We will be talking about that over the next couple Death Battle casts. But right now, it's time to find out what's going on. Oh, I lost my screen. What is going on? It is Captain Marvel. Have you guys seen
Marvel.
The set pics, you mean?
the pics that they released for the new Captain Marvel movie. It's coming out in about a year.
Wait, no.
What
This is
is
fan
That's
art.
just
No, this is
fan
the
art. It's
fan
just
art.
running.
Oh,
You like these shoes, the biracial angel.
Oh my God, that was great.
Yeah.
So, speaking of which, I was watching the past two Death Battle casts that you guys did without me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I saw that community death battle. 10 bends.
That's great.
Oh yeah, and all the
10
shoe talk, which I'm
Yeah.
glad hasn't derailed this episode yet, and I will
Not yet,
keep from
no.
derailing
Yeah, keep your eyes open.
ever again.
Keep your eyes peeled.
But I just wanted to say, we'll talk about this week's community death battle after the What's Going On segment. But you guys didn't mention, and Torian, you were there. I'm surprised you didn't mention this. How Ben 10 is apparently scared of clowns, and according to you, I'm a secret clown.
Oh my God. That flips that whole matchup
I
upside
should have
down.
destroyed Ben 10, and there's 10 of me.
Damn.
Yeah, also
he's
that
done.
we were all sitting when you read the thing, and we're all sitting at work, and we all just like busted out laughing when you read the thing. Just and blah blah blah. He knows everything about everybody, and now there's 10 of them, and we were like, oh, he got him.
Yeah.
Ben 10's dead. Like
He's dead. Just stop
So,
killing him. Stop,
The
man.
clown thing is important.
I didn't even think about the clown
How's
thing.
your clown operation going?
I mean, you tell me.
It's a secret. What are you talking about?
Secret.
Right. Okay.
You're the one who apparently figured it out,
I'm trying to expose you.
but I have
Terrible
yet
job.
to even realize that I'm a clown. So,
Man, you're good at this.
well, I don't know. We'll see.
You're good.
But yeah,
These days.
I'd kick the crap out of Ben 10. Just saying. All right.
also
So-
he's 10 years old, so
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Give me your lunch money.
Shit. It was just my birthday. Now I'm 29. I mean, that means I'm like almost 3 times better than him, right?
Yeah.
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 Times 10.
Perfect. Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah.
Death Battle
300
math.
times better.
Yeah. All right. What do you guys think of the Captain Marvel picture?
I mean,
We can
it's
bring
pretty
those
much
up.
just costumes in the,
Well, they revealed the scrolls.
yeah.
Costumes and no color correct.
Which we knew the scrolls were going to be in it, I believe, but now that we've like really gotten proof of what they look like and what they're doing, and then also I didn't realize that Jude Law was in this, but he's playing Marvel. I didn't even
Yeah.
think they would have Marvel because his name is so stupid, but he's in it.
Well, he is how.
Look at
Well,
the-
in the original comics, he's how she got her
Dad bod
powers.
scroll right there.
So-
dad bottom. He's like,
So what boy band came to mind when you saw the scrolls coming out of the
this is 30 Seconds to Mars, hands down.
Oh, shit,
See,
man.
I thought Jagged Edge.
This
when I
is
first
30
saw it.
Seconds to
No,
Mars.
those
This
are literally
is
30
yeah,
seconds
gotcha.
from Mars.
30 seconds. This is a beautiful lie.
wordplay.
This is
Nice.
This is great.
A little bit of Backstreet Boys.
I don't know. Like I don't like. It's cool. Scrolls, dope. Like we need to know about them for future Avengery things. I'm sure.
That one's Jared Leto.
I like their Zen Garden clothes.
That one's the singer they keep
They have the
replacing.
wavies.
That one's the drummer that stayed forever. That one's someone's dad.
Did you know that the drummer is Jared Leto's brother?
Really?
And the whole reason why they started the band was because his brother kept getting in trouble and was like, you know, maybe gonna end up dead or in jail. And Jared Leto's like, we're gonna save each other. I'm gonna create this band with you, and I'll sing, and you'll drum, and we'll become worldwide sensation.
That makes sense. Jared Leto just, he
Wait,
seems
wait,
like he
wait.
doesn't even have
To
to do
clarify,
that.
you're talking about in the actual band and not that scroll over there in
I
the
mean,
water.
it could be
This is
true.
them.
I don't know about the
This is
Skrulls.
them.
That could be their relationship too.
That
My
could be
thing-
It looks like Jared Leto.
See, here's my thing about this is like the Skrulls come from like they're a super advanced conquering race, and I don't know, their gear just looks like it's like they got a weird leather jacket. The guy on the right, just look at his shoes. Like those are just like the blandest shoes.
Yeah.
He has like some black jeans, like.
Well, to be fair, his whole outfit
Well,
seems
because
like a
if, like,
downgrade
okay-
of his outfit.
Does he need
If I
spikes
saw
on
that
him?
dad bod
Well,
scroll
no,
over
yeah,
here.
If I saw that guy coming onto the planet, I'd be like, oh, he's not here to attack. Clearly, he's just worn some fucking Air Monarchs or some shit
Yeah.
on the beach. Like,
But this guy's
he's
outfit,
doing
though,
some shopping or something.
He looks like he's a little upper class.
a little more.
You know, he got the cape thing
He's
going
got some
on.
purple boot thing
The,
going
co-
on.
the collar is better. His collar
Yeah.
game is much
Yeah.
tighter than Dad Bod Scroll.
But none of them look like armor either way.
Yeah. Maybe they don't need it. Maybe this.
Yeah, like,
maybe
do they need spikes?
Maybe
This
the
is like a-
leather, their leather is like tough enough.
They're like shapeshifters, right? They can do whatever.
Yeah, also, you're going to land on Earth. Why aren't you going to just post up already done up in a human form?
I am
Why
curious-
are you going to give people a chance?
That's a good post.
I am curious why they're coming out of the ocean. I really hope they're just flying the ship and accidentally crash into the water and they're like, oh shit. we
Wait,
got to just climb
Is it an
out.
Aquaman
Man,
tie-in?
Dad
Is that
bod
what's happening?
scroll really.
That would
fucks
be
this
a
thing
It
up.
real
doesn't matter.
big thing.
It doesn't matter.
Dad bod scroll
DC
really
needs
like.
help.
We need like another
After that
cool
poster,
scroll.
it's over.
We need like
Oh,
a
shit.
cool scroll to be on that.
That's right, the Aquaman movie's coming out in like a month or something,
Yeah.
right?
Man.
Like, I
Oh,
totally
what?
Go
forgot
watch
about that.
say-
Aquaman.
Totally forgot.
Scrolls are gonna come out of the ocean.
I do
Marvel
like
movie.
Captain Marvel's costume though.
I
It
do.
looks
Yeah,
good.
yes, me too.
It looks like an actual. I'm glad they didn't do like a little bit of a Wonder Woman thing where they're like, let's make it super sexy. It's like, no, that just looks like a reasonable costume. It looks like you can go fight in that. That looks good. Like it's solid.
But speaking of DC, Sean, and their movie universe,
I don't know.
we've got a story that one of us here is pretty passionate about, and it's all about Netflix's adaptation of The Witcher, and how Henry Cavill is going to be playing Geralt.
told you.
Geralt? How do you say his name?
Geralt.
I haven't played
Geralt.
the game.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's in SoCal.
Hey, don't you go anywhere. You got opinions.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. What do
are
you think
those?
about Henry Cavill with the little lip thing being Geralt there?
I
And
think
let
it's
the
a
photos-
terrible choice.
Oh wait, this is.
Well, hang on.
Yes.
Hang on.
Yeah,
I want to
Superman.
know what Christina
Oh,
thinks.
what?
Let Sam speak.
No.
Is this mustache?
Say it, Christina.
Is this a real mustache?
Yeah, that's a real mustache.
Yeah, that's what he grew for Mission Impossible,
Oh.
that they had to cut out in Justice League.
Oh man, he doesn't. Oh, he doesn't look like him at all.
He doesn't look like him at all.
He got this round chin shit going.
Torian.
Geralt's is kind of like
that's
pointy.
correct.
He looks like grizzled. He looks
Yep.
like he fucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So many times.
Wait, it is like if you played the Witcher games, he does. That's very
So
true.
I'm right. Okay, so I hit that dead smack. Does Superman fuck in the movie?
No.
No, he
Superman
doesn't.
historically does not.
Not Henry Cavill Superman, but the other one did, because that's how he
I've never
Henry
seen.
Cavill.
I've never seen
was the one who
Superman. I've
jumped
never
on the
seen
naked Lois Lane in
Superman.
the tub.
What?
Oh,
What?
that is true.
What?
That is
What
true.
happened?
And
So
then,
he does fuck.
Yeah.
does.
When?
And he goes to the farm with her and leaves
Surprise.
his mom in the field at one point in Justice
Yeah,
League,
that-
and we
but
don't know what happens.
That, yeah.
That's soft. In the in the game, it gets hard. Like
Yeah, no, yeah.
They fuck on a unicorn.
And on a unicorn.
Yeah,
On a
yeah.
unicorn.
Does this guy look like he fucks on a unicorn?
Definitely
no.
not.
No, he looks like he will run away from the unicorn.
Yeah. Henry Cavill
Why?
is a bad pick. Like,
Yeah.
literally,
He
I
doesn't
can
look
go
tough
through.
at all.
I could go through such a long list of
doesn't look
people
tough at all.
that
Look
at this
should
guy.
be
Look at his face. What the fuck is
Geralt.
his
And
face?
it's
What
just
is he
not.
looking
It's
at?
not Henry Cavill.
There
Look
was
at that.
literally a meme of Henry Cavill like arming his guns for a while from
And he
Mission
grew a beard.
Impossible.
Whenever he does this
I mean,
in the GIF, he
Doesn't
grows a
look
beard.
tough.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
Grows a
this
beard.
guy looks like he's seen some
happens.
shit.
Oh, he's seen some shit. He
Yes.
fights monsters. He's a
Fucking
witcher.
Fucking cat eyes. Like,
When he was 8 years old, he was run on a course that killed his other 8-year-old friends when they were all stolen from their
that-
fucking families.
This guy ain't lose
like,
no 8-year-old
welcome to
friend.
being a Witcher. Now everybody hates you. Go help them.
Yeah, and like every time
Yeah.
you go into a bar, they're just like, I fucking hate you. Get out of my bar. Hey, could you fix the roof for me?
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, sure.
Look at the rich. His hair is
Here's some
white.
money.
It's
Fuck you.
fucked
Get
up. You see, it's rough. This guy is slick. He took time to slick his hair. You,
That's just
you
Hollywood.
bitch.
That's Hollywood. He's Hollywood. Look at that. Look at that. He grows a beard when he cocks his cufflinks.
but yeah, it does kind of come out. That's the trailer.
Yeah,
for the
but
thing, right?
even then, like, I don't know.
Well, he's too
What is this? What is he
mushy.
boxing himself?
Yeah.
Little marshmallow guy.
He's getting
What's
pumped up. He's
I want-
Wait,
throwing the
hang on,
cufflinks
hang on.
off.
Christina, did you just call Henry Cavill a marshmallow guy?
Yeah, look at him. He's so soft.
That's why they made this shot to make him look tough. He was like the rest. They looked at the movie. The rest
thing
of our
is,
footage
I don't
in
even
this
know.
movie makes him look like a
Henry,
what?
bitch.
here's the thing.
Why
Henry
not?
Cavill he's right for the role of Superman because it looks like he's never been hurt before.
Yeah, this guy's never
Geralt
been hurt
looks
before.
like he's been nothing but hurt.
No.
Like, that
Yeah,
motherfucker's been hurt,
hurt.
since day one. He
Okay.
born
While
in
getting
pain,
it
been
in on
hurt
the
the whole
unicorn,
time.
the
I can
unicorn
buy
poked
that.
him.
I
He
can
kept
buy
going.
that. I got
Like,
it.
He
I
didn't
would say
stop.
that there's 100 actors I would take over it.
Yeah.
You could have given me Idris
Shit,
Elba
man.
in whiteface, and I would have been like, better fucking
Bruce
take
Willis?
than Henry
God.
Cavill.
Bruce
okay?
Willis with a wig, that would have been cool.
Yeah,
had
Bruce
no
Willis with the
idea.
wig, I would have
Fucking
been
climbing through like
That's
medieval vents on Christmas. Bruce Willis with a wig.
Yo, we could have got Cumberbatch better. Like,
Vin
no,
Diesel?
not even
He
good.
already played
Better.
Dungeons and
Like,
Dragons and shit.
yeah,
That would
way
have been
better.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
He did a movie
Fucking-
called Season of the Witch
Yeah.
where he basically kills witches.
Vin Diesel
that
would've
was-
been
that
fine.
wasn't that
Yeah,
good, though.
Yeah.
But I mean, the character's not that different.
Yo,
Dumb.
The Rock, like, I really don't give a shit. Anyone's better than Cavill.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
Look at him.
Okay, man.
He looks like if someone took his Cookie Crisp. What-
yeah. I just don't know if he can, like, and I
He
mean,
look like he got his ass kicked by the Cookie Crisp wolf. Whatever the fuck that thing is.
I will be more
Is it
than
like a dog?
happy
Is it a
to be
small
wrong.
dog? I hate
Small
it.
dog. It's a small dog.
It's fine. Like,
Fucking sugar smacks ass
All
frogs.
right, all right. So general opinion seems to be pretty negative, clearly.
I want to be wrong. I hope he does a great job. I just don't have a lot of faith in him. But I'm still
No.
gonna watch it. It's probably still gonna be a good show. Maybe we'll see.
just-
I think Netflix is trying to find their Game of Thrones, and I just don't think they're gonna find it here.
No.
I will
Also-
say your point about him being Superman, about him not being hurt.
Yeah.
One of his problems as Superman is that I think this is a directorial thing, but like he does look hurt, but it's more like just like a sad hurt, like somebody
Yeah.
hurt his feelings yesterday.
Which Geralt is the opposite of that.
yeah,
like,
Hurts other people's feelings.
Just
Like,
something wrong with my face.
Like, he just doesn't. And then the problem with this is,
Why do they
if
attack
he's bad,
Also,
which
I
I
don't
think he is, they're not gonna change
that bad of
him.
an
I don't know
actor,
how
it's
he's gonna
fine.
do the voice either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he can.
He's
Figure it
not
out.
old enough to do the
Mikkelsen,
voice.
the Legend of
Yes.
Michael
He's an
Corras.
English actor. They
That's
can figure
right.
things out.
Perfect.
And
Yeah, the
face is
casting
too
there is
smooth.
absolutely perfect. But
All right, all right. Well, we're gonna move on to our last segment. It is time for the community death battle.
I'm so excited for this.
You guys.
I'm so excited. I got my notes.
Why did you guys decide?
I got my
to do
notes because look, I'm gonna tell you a secret.
Powerpuff Girls versus the
Yo,
Human Fighters.
You want to
Dragon Ball?
embarrass
back,
the Z
I
Fighters. That's what we're
honestly,
trying to do.
without a joke though,
Really? Okay.
I would have rather taken Matthew McConaughey. That's how
Okay,
serious
yes.
I am. I think that would
Yes.
have been at least a smart,
Yep.
daring choice. Not Henry Cavill. I'm still.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey could have
yep.
crushed it.
Yep. And then now Netflix is stuck with
Okay.
him, like Iron Fist.
What were you gonna say about
He's gonna
Powerpuff
Danny
Girls?
Rand this shit.
Wait,
Danny Rand.
wait.
It can't be worse. It's being written by
You
the
got
person
like an
who wrote
argument?
The Flash.
No, I
it?
got
Daredevil.
Powerpuff Girl feats.
Okay, real quick. Before you do that, for every death battle, a community death battle, we always reach out to you guys to use the hashtag death battle cast to let us know who you think would win a community death battle and why using Twitter. So let's go ahead and bring up the argument for Team Powerpuff Girls from Sea Spa Dinner. And he says, Blossom and her ice breath destroyed a meteor shower. Bubbles outraced Email, who can run around the world in 7 seconds, and she beat him by 4 seconds.
Yes.
Buttercup survived getting smashed through the earth. They've raced so fast that they jumped 50 years into the future. They could destroy the city of Townsville with a simple game of tag. So that's pretty baller. That's pretty badass.
The first time I read it, I'd stopped at Email, and I thought they literally meant like you can be faster than Email, and I was like, what?
Yeah, it's like a Transformer dude that his name was Email.
Yeah.
And then even then, like Bubbles was just like bullshitting because she didn't know if she was supposed to beat him.
So she ran around the earth in 3 seconds, basically. Yep. All right, but let's bring up the argument for the Dragon Ball boys. Dragon Ball Boy Z. Krillin alone fought Goku while in Super Saiyan in Dragon Ball Super and held out until Goku went to the next level. Yamcha fought Olibu, who is on Peacon's level. I think that's how you pronounce his name. It's been a little while.
Pycon.
Pycon or Pecan?
Pico?
I think
Like
it's
the
Pecan.
nut?
Yeah, like the
The
nut.
Gaio.
And Tien could fight Semi-Perfect Cell. They take this. Tien couldn't really fight Semi-Perfect Cell, though.
Thank you. You know what I'm not hearing?
And I was gonna say is like, you know that Goku just gave it to Krillin, so
Thank
Krillin
you.
didn't
That's-
feel bad.
I don't know about that.
Come on, man. Like, Krillin will still get washed by his wife.
Okay.
Seriously,
Like-
not even a fucking chance.
For sure,
Yeah.
because his wife is stronger than a Super Saiyan.
Yes.
I think the problem with the Dragon Ball human fighters is that a lot of their supposed power comes from scaling to much
Yes.
more powerful characters.
Yes.
I think it would be fair to say that all 3 of them, even Yamcha, are somewhere around the level of Super Saiyan 1.
If you do the dumb scaly thing, because he does beat Olibu like pretty handedly. In Olibu
I think that is
does
filler,
beat
but
Frieza. Yeah, it is. But I mean,
yeah, Olibu is the second most powerful fighter in that tournament before Goku gets there.
Yeah.
Next to Pecan. So, yeah, him beating Olibu so easily because he like one-handed him or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think should put him. And Pecan never fought Goku at Super Saiyan 2 level, but he fought him at Super Saiyan 1. It seemed pretty even.
Yeah.
So they're around that Super Saiyan 1 level somewhere.
They are not solar system, but they can't even fucking fly to
Well,
the solar
here's the
system.
thing.
They can't even fly outside of Earth.
The idea of a like planet busting character is kind of I honestly don't think that they could necessarily blow up a planet per se, not necessarily because they don't have the power, but I don't know if there's any evidence to suggest that they could output that much power all at once, but they definitely have that much power within them. So you could still classify that as such. I don't even know if Tien has a move that could planet bust outside of just blasting power out. But I still would have to say that that's probably where they're at.
I mean, that still ain't enough. All
Okay,
right?
well, what are your feats for the
Powerpuff Girls. You know, yesterday when I was waiting for Dragon Quest to download, I went on the Googles and I found some episodes and I found some stuff. Powerpuff Girls got green. They got Green Lantern type powers with their imagination. So like, you know, Green Lantern, he need the ring. He need a little bit of will. They just think that shit into existence. But a Buttercup thought of a move. She hit a giant pig that was wrapped in a blanket, killed it. It burst into millions of small actual pigs in a blanket that you can eat.
Delicious.
Like, I don't know, I don't see Krillin doing that. I'm just gonna skim through this or whatever. They can absorb solar flares, and then all they got was a sunburn. That was the whole.
Who was it? Somebody posted a thing that like they're gonna be weak to Tien's solar
Tien's
flare because of the
solar
giant
flare?
eyes.
Right, yeah,
Right?
exactly.
So I was like,
That was Kim, I think.
right. So I was like, because people bring that up a lot. They're like, yeah, Krillin solar flare, you just fuck them up, especially because of their eyes. And I was like, there was this one episode when they were just in space and a solar flare happened from the actual fucking sun, and they just put on some glasses, they spun around the circle, and that shit was gone, and they got like a little tan. They was looking good. They was crispy. That was their whole plan all along. I'm just, I'm not gonna go
But they needed sunglasses.
They put them on after.
Oh, after.
It was like a cool thing.
Okay.
Because they're so badass.
Sure. All right.
All right.
Survived a solar flare.
Doppelganger clones can control your dreams, magic. They eat fire. They spit fire. They run. They can fly so fast. They get together and they turn to a fire cat and they use that to attack people. Like I can keep going if you want. They got hand
they do
beams.
have dumb cartoon shit.
Dumb
too.
cartoon shit.
I'm pretty sure. Don't they enter each other's imaginations
Yes.
too? Like, Yeah.
And then they
it's
can
pretty
conjure
stupid.
shit from their imagination that
Wait,
was
how do they
depicted in the
enter
blank.
imagination?
I might have it crossed because I've been watching a little bit of that in Powerpuff Girls Z, which is a different thing. So it's one of those where they enter each other's imaginations and they're just like, get out of my imagination. They just do it because it's a funny cartoon bit. Like, they don't care.
Sort of similar to that, there was a guy who attacked them in their dreams, and they started manipulating everyone's dream in the same dream world to fuck that guy up. So they just do magic. I mean, they got hand beams.
Yeah, they really do not give a shit on like hard cartoon levels. Like they just do whatever the fuck they want.
They can make a
to
spirit
it
bomb when they
entertaining.
come together, some sort of like a spirit bomb. Throw that. They go up to the space. They get together and they do a cannonball to the earth, and that's one of the attacks.
Okay, here's something.
Here we go.
It sounds like a lot of their best powers come from them being a team,
This is a team.
three of
fight.
them together. But if it's a 1v1
But it's a
between
team.
all six of them, like Krillin takes one, Tien takes one, Yamcha takes one.
still
and they
lose.
separate them out. Do they lose some of their capabilities?
No, because they each have separate, unique powers that are like also off the charts. Like Bubbles, like
And also-
some crazy ice powers.
Just all of them on the right have died.
Yes,
In some occasions more than once. Like
great.
Valid.
the Powerpuff Girls have never died
Never
from
died.
anything because of the nature of their show. So it's
Never
kind
died.
of like
And all this.
they go through insane shit and they don't die.
And we ain't even gotta, the poll it's gonna be DBZ. Like it's DBZ. DBZ fanboys, it's like they see the signal in the sky and they come out. They're like, oh shit, it's a Dragon Ball debate going on. Everybody come out,
Now, I will say
full force.
the Powerpuff Girls might be too innocent to actually kill them, and they might be able to just gather the Dragon Balls and wish them away.
Ah, yeah,
But
yeah,
I don't
there
know
you
if
go.
Shenron counts as outside help in that.
I actually don't know if any of them has experience gathering Dragon Balls. Maybe Krillin a little bit. I don't remember. Oh yeah, Yamcha
from
hangs out with
Dragon
Bulma.
Ball, yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
does.
But like, wouldn't the Powerpuff Girls get to them faster? At least Bubbles.
But they wouldn't know what they're doing.
It
takes-
don't even matter. Yeah,
It takes them even when they're looking for the Dragon Balls, it takes them a fuck long episodes to fly to the Dragon Balls, and Bubbles can do it in under 4. Just go around the world in under 4 seconds. What is this? Fire Cat.
Shit. All right.
All right, cast your votes. Sam.
Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls.
God damn it, guys.
Do it.
It's just a dumb
it.
one. Like,
It's like it's superpower cartoon physics.
I don't know. I think I gotta go with the Dragon Ball guys. I think
Pathetic.
I think they just scale too high for them, even with the cartoon physics. But let's see what you guys
Give me
had to
one
say
dead Yamcha.
on the Twitter poll.
One dead Yamcha.
Oh, look at that. Dragon Ball
yeah, like it
destroys
said,
you
The
guys.
yeah.
DBZ little fan base, they come out of nowhere. They just-
No. This is the official. This is the real argument right here. The real answer. It's done. It's settled forever, right? That's how this works, I think.
This is
Maybe.
just
I
a
don't know.
capability
I haven't seen Dragon Ball in years. I'm about to go and give my thoughts.
Okay.
I remember that one time that Tien threw a chaozu at somebody.
Yeah. They ain't beat nobody. Nobody important. Powerpuff Girls beat monsters every day.
And then they have
Truth.
breakfast.
And then they have.
And then they have breakfast.
I suppose if you're thinking
think-
on like a win-loss record, the Powerpuff Girls probably have it.
Like,
and I think they would probably just throw them into the sun eventually.
Can they do that?
Powerpuff Girls?
Yeah.
They throw monsters across. Buttercup swung. And
Wait. If they can throw them into the sun, then they would win because they can't breathe in space.
Because the Powerpuff Girls
Pathetic.
leave and go to
They
space.
hang out in space all the time. I just said they were in space and they just absorbed the solar flare like it was nothing. They were in space
Okay.
when they did that.
Then I might change my vote.
And then like Buttercup
Oh, it's
grabbed
too
a
late.
monster.
The poll spoke.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball wins.
Yeah, that's right. Buttercup grabbed a monster, threw him outside of Earth, and it cut to space,
All
and
right,
the
guys.
monsters just kept going across
All right, guys,
space.
we got to wrap this up, but we have a new community death battle for next time. It is going to be as recommended by Mike Johnson on the death battle request form that is linked under all of our videos on YouTube. This is going to be Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe versus Deathstroke. And you can let us know who you think wins on Twitter with the hashtag DeathBattleCast. Give us an argument and make sure to include a pun. We love those puns, the boomstick style puns. And maybe you'll be featured next week on the show. And we will have a poll on the ScrewTech Twitter as well that you can vote for the winner to find out who wins next Friday. All right, and that about wraps us up. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed Optimus vs. Gundam, and we can't wait to share Nightwing versus Daredevil with you in the coming weeks. And thank you, Christina, for joining us for your first
And Liam.
episode.
And last.
And Liam.
And Liam, where are you, Liam?
He's
He's
down here.
hiding.
And
Liam the dog.
I'll tell you guys a secret. I just realized that it was 5 of us on this podcast.
Wow, bud.
I looked over here and I was like, why am I in the middle? And why are there 2 people over here and 2 people over here?
We'll see you guys next week.